Good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. We have a very unique group here with us today, the Cloud Chasers, who combine storms and photography together. They are a group of 8. Four of them are here in conversation with us today. And yes, they have interesting code names to match their exciting hobby. Miss Chiroshri, codename Phoenix, Mr. Diganto, codename Hellboy, Mr. Devashri, codename Roadrunner, and Mr. Joyjeet, codename Boltonator. I would
Hi.
like to thank all of you on behalf of Chennai Photo Biennale for being here for this conversation today. As they say, nature is a binding force. It binds our planet. It also binds a few daring photographers from Bengal. Yes, extreme weather excites them. That is how the small team of storm cloud chasers were formed. They love to document extreme weather and try to make their friends and family aware about the changing weather. They love to share their alerts, images, updates with everyone. But first, here's who they are. Kolkata Cloud Chasers is perhaps the only team of photographers in the country who track, spot, and chase storms and clouds. There are trackers who provide general guidance on current weather activity, latest observed cloud cover visible satellite, possible forecast outcome. So thank you and welcome once again. So do tell us, how did you ambitious and passionate people meet?
First of all, I thank CB for listening to us and sparing time to listen to us. So on behalf of all the members of Kolkata Cloud Chasers, I thank all of you. Well, we met, I think, through a common photography online group called the Kolkata Photographers Club. Many years back, I think Facebook was not there at that time.
Orkut.
We met through Orkut. Orkut was, I think, the first social, networking site. A fantastic site. We had a group there, and we met. We were members of that group. We still are members of that group, which we have now shifted to Facebook as a platform. We met there, and we had common interest of landscape photography and clouds and extreme weather, and we took it forward from there, and for something which became which was actually a very leisurely activity for us. It became a very serious hobby down the years. So that is actually how we met, through an online site, and now we are a family of 8, and we are loving it. Thank you.
That's great. That sounds very interesting. So what got you all hooked onto this type of like dangerous and thrilling photography?
I think the challenge and the little bit of risk was something which excited us all. Storm chasing is a very, very risky genre of photography, and for that you need to do a lot of studies. And even if you know everything, or you think that you know everything, you still are in a lot of risk as far as weathers are concerned. I mean, these storm systems change very quickly. They are filled with lightning, and lightning is a very, very dangerous phenomenon of Mother Nature. And even if you're 100% prepared to stay out of it, but you still will have high chances of getting hit. So I think combined the risk factor and the I think we got a lot of adrenaline rush through chasing storms. We are aware that we have a family, we have friends, so we take a lot of safety measures for doing it. But I think that adrenaline rush was something which got us into storm chasing, and we plan to carry it on for years to come.
Wow. Okay.
And not just storm chasing, also not many people see the different colors of the clouds, or the different how the clouds look like in the modern world. So, and believe me, they look awesome. If you are traveling, if you're flying somewhere, if you look out and see the clouds, they look awesome. You have beautiful sunsets. Many people don't realize that some sunsets and sunrises are equivalently beautiful to catch and to capture and to see. So that's also one common thread between us, that the thrill that such moments, say a sunset, a colorful sunset or a colorful sunrise, gives us is what we click, and we try to share it with the other people so that people know more that outside also the sunsets and sunrises and the clouds are also beautiful.
Right, that's true. So, which are the different places that you have been to photograph these storms? And also, if you don't mind telling us, like, what's the kind of equipment you carry, like when you go on these trips?
Well, as far as location is concerned, as a team, we normally operate mainly in South Bengal. Is mainly because we are great fans of Nor'westers. So the Nor'westers mainly they take they form in the Chota Nagpur plateau of Jharkhand, and then they take a route towards southeast, and it crosses South Bengal. So as we are all based out of Calcutta, except one. Indronilda, or his name is Albatross. Actually, it's birthday today, so happy birthday, Indronilda, from all of us. He is stationed in Delhi, but the rest of us, we normally operate in South Bengal. But as we are all engaged in different professions, we have to travel a lot throughout India, and we photograph as much clouds as we can all over the country, wherever we are traveling, solo or as a team. So, there are a lot of locations that we have covered, mainly in South Bengal and locations in North Bengal. Our member, he has been covering a lot of Himalayas, maybe in northeastern India or in northern India. So, our coverage area is huge. South is one,
I think
go
we lost.
down south and cover storms. As equipment is concerned, we have our different choice of cameras that we use for photography, and for tracking we use a lot of website information and apps which are on our phone. I think the Government of India website imd.gov.in, it's now very well updated and works very well with almost real-time updates of cloud movements. So I think we are thankful to the Government of India for taking weather seriously and doing their bit so that we get information as quickly as possible. We have cars that are equipped with off-road tires and 4x4s with recovery equipments. We communicate on radios, not through cell phones. That is where our call sign comes from. That is that is our radio call signs. We use CB radios and other band radios to communicate during storm chases. We stay out of mobile phones during storms. As far as our more equipments goes, we have introduced 3 drones from the last 2 years. So we are into aerial photography now in a big way. This year we had thought of doing more of aerial photography through drones outside the city limits of Calcutta, where we are legally allowed to fly drones. But as you know that during lockdown we have decided to stay indoors. Maybe coming year, I think if things become a little bit better, we will shoot more through drones in areas which we are allowed to fly by the authorities. So of course the cameras, drones, for vlogging we use GoPros and Osmo Pocket equipment, and okay, that's it. I mean, that's the equipment basically. But maybe we use a lot of safety precautions. So a lot of safety measures and safety equipments are there with us, especially for the cars. So a lot of recovery gears are there in our cars. So because we have got down into slush, paddy fields, riverbeds, we have done a lot of crazy things for the past 8-9 years. So and we think that it's best to get out of situations where you can, and you need recovery equipments to get out. So that's it. That's the equipment.
Wow, that sounds really thrilling. So what are like your most memorable pictures? Do you have any memorable pictures? If so, what are the stories behind it?
Well, maybe Joyjit can start, and I can tell this later. We all have memorable pictures, but maybe Joyjit can start this one.
I'll say one of my memorable pictures. That was when I was in Chennai only. In the morning, I was not feeling, it was about 4:30ish in the morning, and I was not feeling like getting out of the bed. But somehow I pulled myself out and took a auto to Marina.
Oh, yeah.
And there was no one. There was practically 2 or 3 people on the beach, and we just sat down and waited for the sunrise. And it was like one of the best sunrises I have seen on a beach. It is normally a sunset that we love to capture, but it was just mind blowing that day, and it was just awesome. Also, while say last year on the 10th of November, we chased down a super cyclone like the never that came just a few days back in Chennai. We
Yeah.
had one which we chased down in Henry Island. It came, it just touched the Bengal coast and went to Bangladesh. But that was one lifetime experience. I and Chiroshi were there at the point of time, standing on that island with that storm about 45 kilometers away from us. And it was a lifetime experience. I can just tell you that there's no words to express the experience of that particular moment.
Of course, yeah, I can only imagine what that felt like. What about Miss Chiroshri or Mr. Diganto? Did you?
I think Chastity can go first, then I'll go because I'm still searching for my favorite one.
Oh, sure.
No, actually, there are so many
Yeah,
memorable
it's
pictures
too many.
now. They are like babies. They are like our babies. Very tough to choose one. Well, I'll go for the shelf, Puri shelf. It was during 2015 May, as far as I remember, and it was a massive formation, a mothership cell. It was uh, one of the best formation I have ever seen. And also the Sandakpur trip. Sandakpur trip, you remember Jayajitda? Me and
Yes,
Jayajitda
yes.
was there to shoot the pre-monsoon drama. And it was actually getting a bit frustrating because of the entire Sandakpur belt, the entire Singalila range was covered with thick, dense fog and nothing was visible then. But somehow we got some pictures of clouds and some rainbows and some mammatus cloud. That was also a memorable trip for us. But
Yeah,
I
we
think
saw the
I'll go
Everest
for the
also.
shelf, Puri shelf. And also the shelf happened during the lockdown period. Remember Rishi, the massive one, the mothership?
Yes, it was
Oh,
amazing.
that was stunning.
Wow.
Actually,
Wow.
Diganto have
because
such a
yes,
lovely picture of that
love to
shelf.
hear from you. Yes.
Which shelf? The one from the rooftop?
Yes, right. That one.
Yeah, that was good. But that was because of Deboshida. He told us that it's coming. That's the
Well,
only
that,
way
Yeah.
that
I
is
could
what we
click
are
that
supposed
picture.
to do, help each other, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
yeah.
what we
The
Like
first
that
one,
was the
first
only
one,
reason.
na?
The first one you told me. You were the one who was
Yeah.
like shouting in the WhatsApp group, like the
Yeah.
shelf is coming. Yeah, yeah. We shout at
The first one was massive.
the no. I got the second one picture better. But
Acha,
every
acha.
picture is beautiful. Like I cannot choose one. Like I have so many open in my
Yeah, it's very tough to
desktop.
choose
It's
one, na?
Okay, so
like
I mean, just pick anyone. Doesn't matter.
yeah. Every single sunset picture I have clicked is like no, I cannot choose this one. I cannot choose this one. This will feel bad now. So it's like all of them, like all of them together, or I can say that the next picture I'll click will be my favorite one.
Yeah.
That will be much more like yeah, because it's always like I want to click something more. That happens.
Even today, the morning sunrise was amazing today. It was very
I was
beautiful.
sleeping.
Yeah.
No, I clicked it and I put it on Instagram, so you can check
Yeah, I
it.
saw that. It was
we have been
beautiful.
having fantastic sunrises for the last
Yeah,
3 days, and I
yeah,
tried to wake up and I can't. So I'm very sorry that I'm missing those.
yeah. I'm sleeping at 4, so I can't.
Right. So
Yeah.
those are some wonderful stories, and yeah. So how has the lockdown? Like, I know the lockdown has been very hard for like a lot of people. So how has the lockdown affected your passion for this type of photography?
I hate my roof now.
Yeah. And the
I've
lockdown
been
actually has
Yeah,
affected
absolutely.
all of us. I mean, see, first of all, we have elders in our home, and we have kids in our home. That is one thing. All our businesses have been severely hit by the lockdown. So that is another thing of worry. I think photography is something which we use to, as a stress buster. We love watching clouds because it relieves our mental tensions and pressures. So what we have thought that, being a, cloud lover, the only thing that could have helped us was the fact that storms and clouds had to come near our houses, right, on top of our roof. I mean, that is something, to ask, even ask is a criminal thing. You can't ask the clouds and storms to come near your rooftop. Okay, that doesn't happen. I mean, nature doesn't always listen to you. But this year, this is a strange thing that has happened. This year we have, I think, got amazing cloud formations and storms right on top of our homes.
Yeah,
This
4,
is
5
something which
cells.
has actually helped us to survive through the lockdown. Otherwise, we would have gone absolutely mad with the tension and the pressures in our business. We would have gone fully mad. But I think the fact that the clouds had come right on top of our homes during the lockdown has helped us. So I'm very thankful to those storms and clouds that to have listened to, or to have understood our mental state, and the fact that they had come. I'm really grateful to them.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think every afternoon during this monsoon period, we were all in the roof, like all the time, 3 hours, 4 hours, always on the
Right?
roof. Yeah,
Right.
No chases, nothing this year.
no,
But yes,
but
but as we have decided as a group that we are responsible citizens of this country, and we thought that as we preach a lot of safety measures, we thought that we would not like to go out and do something which was illegal during lockdown. So we decided not to go out of our homes and tell everybody to stay in their homes and try to shoot from their terraces if possible, and not to go out. We have always preached the fact that you should not go out during lockdown, and just for the sake of shooting clouds. So that was a no-no for us this year, and we had decided that we cannot tell everybody not to go and then we
when
go
we
out.
were,
That does
yeah,
not happen. I mean, that goes against our ethics. So
Yeah.
we decided that we will not go out, and we will also tell everybody not to go out during the lockdown, because June, July was peak period of cases with the lockdown
And the
on.
Amphan. During
And
the Amphan.
Amphan
oh
had come.
God, no.
Yeah.
Amphan was a very scary experience. Amphan was, I think, one of the scariest I have seen in my life as far as weather is concerned. And though that to combine with the COVID situation, which is also extremely scary. But
Right.
the rage of that cyclone was something which I will remember for the rest of my life. I went up to the terrace. I couldn't stand there for more than 2-3 minutes because it was 120 plus kilometer winds. It was very, very dangerous. But I had to, experience that wind. I know I had to, but I know it
We
was
all
dangerous.
did.
We all
We
did.
We
all-
all did, yeah, we all did.
We all
We wore helmets and went out in the terrace just to stay safe from the debris that comes with the
Yeah,
wind.
I don't think we can even forget that sound that it made.
Oh,
That
and we were
wind
very,
sound was like
that's howling
amazing.
sound.
Yeah,
very scary. Very scary.
And also we got some lightning shots during this lockdown period.
Yes, we had
that we
few
can
very
talk about.
fantastic
I
lightnings
was
during.
there on my terrace at around 1 a.m.
Wow.
Remember that night?
That's dedication. So what are the challenges?
I remember I was half asleep. I was looking at her WhatsApp messages. Unbelievable.
Right.
What did you ask?
No, I was gonna ask, what are
Was that Vishan?
is my can you hear me?
Yeah. Ask.
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
yeah. Ask.
I was just gonna say, what are the challenges that you face during storms, and how do you overcome them?
First
The
challenge.
Dizzy, you say.
The first challenge the first challenge we face is, I think, to track the storm, where exactly it is going.
Okay, yeah.
because it changes its path very fast. Like we might be going somewhere and then it just turns around and it goes the other way.
Yeah.
80% of the times 80% of the times we don't find the storm.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was sudden.
Yes, our
Yeah.
success rate is 20%. I mean, all the time we can see the storm, but it's difficult
Yeah.
to
Reach it.
chase and go there.
To get close and get some
And
pictures
most
out
of the
it.
times we fail, and right, absolutely. So I think another challenge is that when we do get the storms and we do get near those storms, the challenge is to carve out an escape plan from that area. That is what I think we do.
Yeah.
We always plan an escape route and try to find out where from we start running if something goes wrong. I think that is very, very important. We always have an escape route planned first, and then we start, we get down and if you have to run through paddy fields or
Yeah.
through a slash whatever cameras, we do it.
Yeah,
But
you have to
in
you have to
the
learn how to run in periphery
so and then fall down and then get up and shoot.
and fall
We have
down.
got
Yeah.
that. We have been through that. But I think the escape route is a very, very important factor for what we do. So we always plan the escape route first, and then we go in to the paddy field. I think another challenge is that to get good composition. So we are landscape photographers. So for us, we need to have proper composition. A photography, a scene has to be composed properly. It's not that you are randomly shooting clouds. We try to include whatever trees, I mean people, livestock, cattle, whatever it is in the frame to create a good frame. And we do not have that much of time because these storms are very, very quick, as Digonto is saying. It passes off very, very quickly. So we hardly get a few seconds, I think 10-15 seconds to manage a composition with the cloud. The cloud has to be very good. It should not be raining, of course, to protect our cameras and ourselves. So there are a lot of factors which has to come together to make that one shot. So that is where we always fail 80% of the time. But when we do get it, for the rest 20% of the times, that experience is spectacular. I mean, I hope that our images are good, and whenever you show the images to your viewers, they will like it. But that entire experience is unbelievable. It's difficult to describe here, but it's something unbelievable. There are challenges, but when you overcome those challenges and you finally find the storm, it is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful.
Right. Yes. Definitely. So speaking of challenges, how do your friends and family feel about like your passion for cloud chasing?
Yeah, during the cyclone, don't go near the cyclone. That's the first thing we get told.
Right. Of course.
And then lightning, I don't shoot lightning much. These three shoot a lot. So they must get a lot of flag because of this. Like their family must tell them that no, don't shoot lightning.
Do you?
I don't shoot lightning.
I'll tell you, like when I and Chiroshi last year, we went to chase the super cyclone Bulbul. My people in my house, they were just sitting in front of the TV and seeing as to when the storm is hitting. And in every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes, there was a call that where are you? They get very so that's also there. So it is not a very good experience.
My Didi called. Where are you? What are you doing? Oh my God.
But there is, since it's a very dangerous thing to do. So they also realize the dangers of it. But whenever we are shooting, we take the necessary precautions. That is what. If it is too dangerous, we do not go and we backtrack. It is not that we have gone about 100 kilometers and we'll have to shoot. That desperation is not there. You can't be desperate with Mother Nature. So
Yeah,
you will have to.
I remember
No, actually,
you were
Devashida,
there,
your net
and
is again going up.
unfortunately we couldn't go. I was on the train to North Bengal, so I was tracking the storm from the train, and I think we could manage to get proper information. And with the help of the entire team, the other 6, they were in their computers trying to find out the wind pattern and what is happening.
Yeah.
And
I
we
was
gave them an instruction to pull out. And when they pulled out after 2 hours, that cyclone had just struck the coast of Bengal, and it was a devastating effect. And
Yeah.
they could come out just 2 hours before the cyclone struck. So it is something that we do not take any risks regarding very powerful weather phenomena. And this was, I think, one of the big example that we could ask them. And I remember I calling them up and said that get out of there right now, get out, just get out, get into the car and get out. And after 2 hours, that area was destroyed by the cyclone. So I think that that happens. That has happened with us, and we have this understanding between all of us, and we trust everybody's expertise areas. And when we are being told to get out, we normally follow it. Even if it is very, very tempting to stay and shoot, which they were tempted to stay and shoot, but they knew that the experience that we have in chasing or tracking storms for so many years, and what we were saying, and they know it. Of course, they know it. So they got out right on time, in time, and they were saved, and we could get some fantastic footages from their cameras. So I think this is there also. Even in my house also, they tell me that be careful whatever you're doing. Right now I have a son, so my wife and my mom tells me that you should be aware that you have a son now, so you should be a little bit more careful. And I take all precautions. We are taking all precautions. And majority of the times that we are saying that 80% times we fail, there are few percentages that even while getting the storm we have pulled out because we thought it was not safe, so we pulled out. We are responsible human beings, and we know that we have family, we have friends, and we need to take care of them, of course. The family now understands that we have a little bit of more experience, and most of the time we would do the right thing. But I think the thing of worry is that it is most of the time, not all the time. So
Yeah.
mistakes can always be made. So we are also very, very careful of not making any kind of mistakes. But we have done few mistakes few times, but
You have learned from them.
those were bad mistakes, but we have learned from them, right?
Of course. I mean, it's always better to, safety is first. It's always better.
Right.
So speaking of which, how do you stay focused enough? Like, as you said, you only have 15 seconds or something like that to take the pictures. So how do you stay focused enough to take those pictures amidst all of this?
I think after so many years of being together as a team, we have now come to a zone where this comes automatically. I mean, the focus comes automatically. We all go into I would say a trance when we are near storms, but we are always aware of what to do and what not to do. So I think the focus right now comes naturally to us as a team. And even when we are tracking or chasing solo, with so many years of experience, I think it has now coming to us naturally. But it's difficult to stay in focus because you have to drive, you have to track, you have to take care of the exit route, you have to take care of the fact that you are not disturbing other people in those areas. So a lot of things that has to be done simultaneously. So I think the focus now comes to us naturally. I don't know what will happen after 1 year of doing nothing when we go back. We have to start concentrating.
It takes some time.
Right.
It's not called focus, it's called madness.
Yes.
The madness comes automatically once.
Yeah. So do you ever think that this cloud chasing could turn into a career maybe at all?
It's difficult to have a career out of storm chasing in India, I think. If you ask personally,
it's very difficult.
The West, these are proper careers taken forward by proper meteorologists and weather scientists. But in India, this is, I think, unheard of actually. Nobody gave us any kind of importance when we said that we chase storms. I said, what is that, and why would you want to do that?
Why?
So I think we are happy with our professions, but right now in India, I really do not think, I might sound a little bit pessimistic, but um, storm chasing as a career, it is difficult because it is not a known field of work in India. Now it's only done by, say, the IMD and all the weather scientists. I mean, they are in their offices, not outside chasing storms. So this concept is not there in India yet. It is very well established in the US. In Australia, we follow a lot of storm chasers who are professional storm chasers. It's there in the US, but in India, I do not know what might be the future of this. Not very sure.
Right.
But the silver lining to this is that our team was invited by IMD Kolkata to visit. So to visit their office and have a discussion with them. So that's a very positive thing.
I think that was a big honor. That was a big honor when we were asked to get into the room where they have these like huge monitors with tracking softwares and where they track storms. So we were let into that room. It was unbelievable. I never could imagine that we would get into that room and meet people who were really tracking storms for the government. And they
don't allow anyone. They said they don't allow anyone.
Oh, they don't allow anybody.
Wow, that
Big
sounds
honor for us.
Yeah. So do you connect with like storm chasers in other countries at all?
Oh yes, we do. I think Chirosridi will be the better person to tell you regarding this because she's mostly in touch with all the storm chasers.
He is our global storm chaser. We are all local storm chasers. Chirosridi is our global storm chaser. White lightning.
Oh, she's being followed by all famous storm chasers around the world.
Storm chasers.
Her social media is followed by them. I mean, there's no doubt about it. She works very hard for it. So she works very hard for that. So maybe Chirosridi, please shed some light on the storm chasers that.
Yeah, please share some experience on that.
Well, the first name I would like to take that Reed Timmer. He's the, father of all storm chasers, the boss. And there is Michael Kobliski, Greg Johnson, and वो नाम क्या है? Australian?
The Australian gentleman, what was his name?
Mike O'Neill.
Mike O'Neill, right?
Mike O'Neill. Yeah.
So
and there was,
no, continue.
Yeah.
And I remember John Cantor and I forgot all those names.
That's all right. So when you connect,
that's the effect of fasting.
Yeah.
That's her memory loss is due to because this is the first time we are doing a live interview on Zoom.
That's okay. I'm equally. Yeah. So when you connect with like storm chasers from other places, what do you like talk to them about? Do you like give each other advice or like something like the best way to shoot something?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have always asked for advices from them. I think we have
not given them.
So we have always asked them,
and they helped us a lot.
They have helped us a lot. They have helped us a lot. Unbelievable help from them. It's unbelievable, absolutely. Without any questions, they have helped us in a huge way. So we are always grateful to all of them because we knew nothing. You absolutely knew nothing. We wanted to know, and they taught us. So it's fantastic. It's fantastic on that part.
Yeah.
I also have a gentleman from IMD Kolkata. He's retired also. He has also helped us a lot with a lot of data. So I'm grateful to him also.
Okay, yeah, it's always great to have connections. Yeah. So what are some of the do's and don'ts during thunderstorms?
Jayid,
Don't go towards the storm.
Or maybe Chirosridhi because she has been hit by a thunder. So maybe Chirosridhi can tell. She was hit by a thunder once. So maybe she can tell you in detail.
Actually, the most important part is don't go outside during a thunderstorm. Stay inside, stay indoors under some concrete sheds. Do not go outside, do not go open terrace or open field or something like that. This is the most important thing one have to maintain during the thunderstorms. And there are many do not use the telephone landline, the plumbing.
Pumbling, you said that.
Yeah, and those the electrical appliances. It is better to switch off and unplug all the electrical appliances, the Wi-Fi's, and do not take shower during the thunderstorms. What are those?
And yes, of course, not to touch anything metallic, of course.
Metallic, yes. It includes also umbrella. Do not use umbrella during lightning strikes. It will attract lightning, the metal part.
Okay.
So we of course ask everybody to get indoors. Getting indoors is, I think, the first thing you have to do. And these storms, they pass very quickly. So it's not that you have to stay there for like 5-6 hours. So whatever
and stay away from water bodies, any type of water bodies. Stay away from water bodies.
Right.
Tall trees, any tall object near you might attract lightning. So tall poles, tall trees are a big no-no. So taking a shelter under a tree during a thunderstorm is a big no. You should not do that. No, has to be concrete shed. Yes.
Right. Yeah, that's some really good advice. How much background work is needed in preparation for like a storm chase?
I think there a lot of background work is required. First thing is that the way we do it is that during the season, of course, the season will end after maybe a few days for us for 3 months. So March end, it will start again. But during this season, we are always looking at the apps and the weather stations, the bulletins. A lot of apps now have push notifications, especially as far as lightning is concerned. We get to know very, very early of lightning strikes, which is say around 200 to 400 kilometers from Calcutta. So we get to know, and thanks to all the new technology and apps, that is required. And what is required is a very sound knowledge of how these systems travel or these systems form. And we now are in a position then where we can get a good idea with visual sightings. We can look at a cloud in the distance and match it with the app data or the weather data and find out that what the cloud is, where it is going, what's the altitude of the cloud, whether it has storms or not, whether we should go and chase that particular system or not, or whether we should stay in Calcutta and we know that the system is coming to us. So a lot of background work is required, and there's a lot of I think what should I say, a big teamwork is required, because all of us, we have, as you said in the introduction, we have different jobs to do. We have one of our members, he's very good with wind data. So has not come today. We are missing him. So we take a lot of updates from him regarding the wind data, the direction of the storm. Joyjit, Chirosridhi, they are masters in reading those apps as far as storms and lightning is concerned. Then we need to chalk out a plan and through where to drive and what roads we should take. So Joyjit again, myself, Abhishek Sehgal, we are into driving. Krishnendu, we are into driving. So we have to take those routes. And then we have a rule that those who are driving the car, we are not allowed to look left or right, because when we find a system, as a lover of clouds, we will always try to find out where the system is for the visual tracking reference at the end of the tracking of the storm. Because at the end, when we know that the storm is in a visual distance from us, then we do visual tracking so that we can reach quickly. So for the drivers, we have to take care of the car and the highway because it's very risky driving on the highway, and you can't do both. So GeoCity has this order that the drivers should not look anywhere except the road. So let the others do the tracking, and we look at the road, and we are responsible for taking the team to a location from where we can shoot the clouds and keep on chasing. So extreme amount of background work is required. We are always open to learning much more. We want to learn much more. So we keep on studying. We keep on asking the experts. We keep on looking at the net to get more information or the updated information, and keep ourselves updated with weather, because weather change is changing. The climate is changing. Right now, it's a big example that Chennai has gone through one cyclone. There's another build-up in the bay of another system which might go to Chennai again. So things are changing. We have not seen these kind of things before. That two systems coming very close to each other. It's absolutely unheard of. But it is happening.
And there's another one
background
coming
study.
on 7th of December. Another one coming is on 7th of December.
Oh, wow.
Another formation, and it will go towards Tamil Nadu. Once again.
Yeah, wow. That's...
Yeah, don't scare her too much.
It's fine.
No, I'm just sharing information.
We will keep her updated so everybody stays safe. Because we have friends there in Chennai, we keep them updated when these things happen. We did that during the last cyclone also.
Yeah.
They have huge social media presences, and we ask them to spread the message and to take precautions.
That's a good
and
idea.
We'll do it again.
All these updates are there in our Facebook page and also on Twitter.
Yeah,
so we
Facebook,
keep
Twitter,
we
and
keep
Instagram
giving regular updates on Facebook and Twitter.
Actually,
even if it is not for
there's actually another area where we need to do a background study, because a big part of our activity during the season and during off season is that we love to share informations with schools and colleges. We have always thought of what we are going to do with all the experiences and data what we have. So we wanted to go to schools and colleges, and thanks to a lot of newspaper publications, we are always asked by schools and colleges to come and give a presentation and talk to the students and teachers about our experiences. So we have loved, and we will love to do that in the future also. Something we love. I absolutely love it to interact with. We have interacted with, I think, children of class 3 and 4 also.
Yeah.
That
was fun.
That was fun. That was huge fun.
It was fun.
Class 2, class 1 students, and with college students also. So I think for that you need to do a lot of background study, because you need proper information to tell them. You can't just go there and randomly have information. You need to do your studies. You need to make sure, because there are geography and physics teachers there also. So we have to open our mouth in front of teachers who are professionally into like physics and in geography. They know a lot about weather. But I think that is another area we have to do a lot of background study. We make our presentation in that way, so that we give them proper information. So I think that is another area where background study is very, very important.
Right. There's some wonderful stories, but we're kind of running out of time here. So I'm going to skip a few and ask you this one final question. So what advice would you give someone who listens to this interview, for instance, and gets inspired and wants to do something like this? What advice would you give?
I think my advice will be to tell them that do your background study first. You have to be updated with information. It's not that the pictures of lightning and storms might get you a lot of likes on social media. So I would love to go out and shoot those pictures without having any background knowledge. Getting likes is not a crime. It is absolutely okay. You should get likes on social media, but be very prepared. You have to be extremely prepared, and you have to do a lot of studying regarding nature or weather and gather a lot of experience, and then go out and take the photos. There's nothing wrong in taking photos, but you have to be extremely prepared in with your study materials or background study, a good knowledge about weather, good knowledge about your camera gear. many of us, we hardly read the manual. So half of us, we don't know, all the features. So I think that is another very important aspect for photographers. Know your gear, know your lenses with which you want to shoot storms and clouds. You have to be very sure about lenses. You can't carry 10 lenses. You have to carry only one in one body. If you have two bodies, you have two lenses. So do your background study first and then go out and shoot, and you will love it, I think. So I don't know. Over to Joyjitda and the rest.
No, I will say, I just have one last thing to say, that life is precious. Life is one. The storms keep coming. You might have 4 storms in a year, or you might have 4 storms in 4 years, but they keep coming. But life is one, and you have a family back home. So you need, even, yes, the photographs look wonderful, but you should be prepared fully and take all necessary precautions before you try and shoot a storm or a lightning, or go and chase a storm. Because Mother Nature is unpredictable. You cannot predict. Even after 9-10 years, we don't know which way or what will happen in the next minute. So it is very difficult to predict what happens. So you have to take the necessary precautions always.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, that's
Easy.
all.
Yeah, that's all. I think that we summed it up properly.
Yes.
And
What about
to all
Captain?
the people at in the photo festival, our updates are there on Facebook as well as on Twitter, and we do share updates for other parts also, except Kolkata. So when the storms and all are coming, when we have major storms and all, so get hooked on to our say our what do you say, Facebook page.
Social
You
media
get
pages.
hooked on to our Facebook page, and keep yourself updated with weather data about your region. Thank you.
Yes. So thank you, all of you, once again, for taking out time and having this enlightening conversation. I personally enjoyed it thoroughly. And I would like to tell the viewers that you can follow them on Instagram, and their Instagram handle is at kolkata.cloudchasers, for following more of their photographic adventures. And thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. Thank you.